Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gone Wyld live clips and podcast. Today we are talking about Walmart Spark earning adjustment and more. So in a recent live stream with my Gone Wyld co-host Budsoda, we talked about the Walmart Spark earning adjustment and other aspects of Walmart Spark. And while that has long passed and that has been something that we've already talked about multiple times between this channel and my main channel since the posting of that live stream and that video, I thought it would still be relevant today because what happens yesterday can be a reflection of what will happen tomorrow. So in this video, we are presenting a clip from the Gone Wyld live stream about Walmart Spark's earning adjustment, what they said about it versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we go over on any of the Gone Wyld clips and podcasts is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me and my market, Budsoda's market, or any of the markets that are discussed throughout our videos and live streams may not apply to you. So with that said, enjoy the clip. So I don't know if anybody's a Spark driver at all today, and I'm literally rendering a video about this while the podcast is going, and I will be uploading it during the podcast, so that'll be a fun experience for everybody to see. But what has happened recently is that Walmart Spark ended up just giving everybody something they call an earnings adjustment, to where a bunch of people, in fact, that's a good idea, actually. Let me upload these two that I got
Yeah.
here.
So I guess I got the email today because I have no pay account. It'll be after 30 days. They'll send me a check. So 5 weeks, maybe
Oh, it's
6 weeks.
after 30 days. Okay, that's actually good to know.
Yeah, yeah. If you're no longer a Spark driver, I was deactivated a long time ago. Lying Walmart clientele. Um,
Yeah,
people saying they're not getting their orders when they did. Um,
yeah.
yes, and
That is
but like, they're doing these pay adjustments. So there's a few theories, and it seems the most popular one going around is this may be precedent on tip baiting, and they may have maybe settled out of court. And if it was an actual court case, which I haven't seen yet, so this is speculation. Again, disclaimer. But
once again, this is for entertainment purposes. This is
yeah,
speculation and is not advice or factually proven evidence of
yeah.
any kind.
So the most popular theory, again, theory, is that how everyone gets tip baited on apps like Spark is maybe this is payment from that, or the other one, in my opinion, would be they got caught stealing from the cookie jar and they were skimming off the top, which a lot of apps have got caught doing, especially DoorDash. So and I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that either.
Yeah, you know what? Both of those possibilities are 100% possible. And I'm going to read the email in a hot second. But it's interesting to me that there are so many people that their immediate thought is, hey, like they didn't give this out of the goodness of their hearts, or they actually did find an error. They just were about to get sued, or this is damage control of some kind. They're like, one of the theories I had is that they're seeing how DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub, they're getting sued left and right, and they're gently approaching that point to where people are like, okay, if they sue us now, it's going to cost us more than it's worth. If we do an earnings adjustment, then it will actually prove that we're not trying to do anything like shady, and it won't actually be worth it to file a class action lawsuit reducing the overall value of that lawsuit. So somebody in their legal team and business team are actually crunching those numbers and making and like doing damage
Yeah.
control in that way. But it's funny, that's where our mind goes. Like we get like this is how hurt and how corrupt the gig economy has become. We can't even take a good thing that has happened to a lot of people and just accept it as a good thing. The first thing we thought was lawsuit, damage control. They were caught with the hand in the cookie jar. It's not ever we can trust the company. And you know what? Walmart has earned that reputation. This isn't unprecedented information.
So,
They've been known to be ridiculous to their workers. They
so
whether it's people in the actual store, whether it's people who are um just gig workers,
independent
everybody.
contractors, yeah.
They've earned this reputation. And unfortunately, that's where our mind immediately goes. And I don't think it's just a gig economy thing. I think it's an
Mhm.
economics thing in general. It's a business thing in general. And
So
that
here's
sucks because I don't
here's
want like that. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
you're
interrupting.
good, you're good. So here's the thing: is Spark is the app that I feel like I got treated most like a W-2 worker. Like I was a literal Walmart because I was a Walmart associate in the past, and it felt like I was a Walmart associate. That's how they were treating me, and they were, trying to give all these stipulations. So when, you know, if they get sued, they take a lot of that monetary value out of it because people are like, hey, you're doing employer like practices on independent contractors. Well, the money's out of the equation. Who's going to fund that kind of lawsuit without, something at the end? Because usually these are based on contingency and they get a percentage at the end. They get like 15 to 30%. So who's going to take up that kind of lawsuit and that massive amount by like, oh, Walmart's DDI Spark is treating people like employees when they're actually independent contractors, and you take a lot of that money away because we hid tips or we people got tip baited or we inadvertently quote unquote um took some tip money that we weren't supposed to and da, 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 da. So they're already getting ahead of it. Do you not think Walmart has a team of lawyers working on this every single day? That they're a giant billion-dollar company. They're number two in everything, so they're number one overall. You know, so it's not surprising that this would happen, in my opinion. Again, please, disclaimer, speculation. This is just for fun. Do your own research, and hopefully more headlines come out telling what the actual results are, whether it was a settlement or there was some kind of lawsuit. Because I got a feeling that lots of NDAs got signed.
I also think that's a possibility. Like, there's probably going to be an NDA on something on the subject to where, let's say, there was something to where they were already being sued, demand letters were already sent, and the lawyers looked at it and they were like, "We're fucked." And they were like, "All right, let's gently settle this out of court before there's any fees. We'll have this NDA signed, and part of that NDA is literally just make sure that people get paid." I doubt that's actually going to be the case because if that's the case, I think it would be for the individual person, not the class action lawsuit as a whole. But that's another thing that could happen
I
is like somebody
I
comes
wouldn't
up
put it
later.
past Walmart. I would not. They've been sued over 100 million times. Over. I wouldn't put it past them that they're in defense mode. They're trying to, you know, do damage control. that's just my opinion on it, having worked there for 8 years of my life and knowing all the things that went on there. Mind you, I wouldn't work there for 8 years if I didn't generally like it or accept it. There's like good and bad. But like me being treated like I'm a Walmart associate when I'm an independent contractor, you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. And you can't hold me hostage. Because like when there's
Facts.
45-minute wait
100%.
times a lot on a busy weekend, I'm gonna go do something
Oh my
else. You
God.
can't hold me hostage here. I'm gonna go do something else. I'll come back. I'll call you. Say I'm in a spot. Is it ready yet? No. How long do you think? Another 20, 30 minutes. I'll go do something else and come back again. And then they get really upset with you because of that.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
like it's
but
suddenly
some of them,
your
some of them are like, if you get chill with them, they're cool about it. But like their metrics are already screwed anyway. So it's like if you're running 45 minutes behind, the customers, like the people who pick up curbside for free, are probably already 20, 30 minutes behind too. And I don't know what it is about like my Walmarts in particular, but like the Uber Eats orders would tend to get dispatched like customers. Like you get served quicker with the Uber Eats stuff versus the Spark orders. If the Spark
That's
orders
true.
are set to generate every hour, but it seems like a lot of people who got in trouble with getting deactivated over Spark being content creators, that's another problem. Um, they've just they figured out what the Uber Eats drops are. The problem is you have to guess if there's a tip or not. Because I had Uber Eats orders where it said 10 or 11 and change, and oh my God, it's 30, $40. Like I was just doing a run just because I was bored, and it's like 30 something dollars. Oh, whoa, that's awesome. It's a
Right.
nice surprise.
Got yours this morning, and it was for $233 and one for
Nice.
70. I know that they break it up. It's earn it like the adjustment and then the like the interest
Yeah.
that they gave you. They didn't
See,
say an exact apprent like amount, but it seems to be
what was
what
the
is
interest
that?
rate back in the day? 1/4%, so it wasn't very much on like a savings
Well,
account.
let's actually do the math here. If it's like $233, uh
Over. See, you
divide
started
like
the same time I did. This is 3 years ago. So 3 years
okay.
ago.
So $233 divided by 3 years and $70 divided by 3 years. So really $23 a year. So why don't we do it like this? 233 divided by 70 over 3 years. It's really like 1.11%.
Yeah.
Whoopty freaking kaye. But that also said, that could be like I could be doing that completely wrong. I got mine today. I think I want to know how this goes. Let me read it off to you while I have it.
Yep.
Uh my adjustment credits, drum roll, please. $17.81.
So it must have been more early on before Walmart owned DDI because they actually bought it out in I think 2023. That a lot of this is happening. So maybe that's it, but at the same time, it's like, eh. Walmart
Yeah,
bought DDI Spark as a way to have a buffer, and if you sue, you can only sue DDI. What does DDI really have? Payroll. They really don't have much. They milk everything out of it. They take everything that's profitable out of it right back into the corporation,
mhm.
and they just leave basically payroll and enough to run the thing.
Yeah, and that's pretty accurate too. It's unfortunate, but it's also I'll handle that in a second. It's also I do think the amount of time and the amount of orders you actually took do have to do with the amount you actually received. Also, the type of orders that you received. Like like the orders that I've been doing for the most part recently has been more along the lines of the .com routes, which don't have tips on them. or if they do, I don't think they explicitly say what's a tip and what isn't. But and then there's also the shopping orders that are predominantly not tipped orders. They're actually just a pretty solid base pay, but the tips are good. Like there are solid tips, but they're not as high in a lot of cases. And also, curbside pickup is barely a thing now, or if it is a thing, it's to try to put like three no tip orders on top of each other and one decent order, and that's your route or whatever. And
Yeah,
honestly, I haven't had a decent one pick, one drop Walmart
yeah.
Spark run in a long time.
So my DoorDash driver this week said she used to do Spark and she quit doing it because the curbside orders are so awful and the wait times were awful and the like she tried to go do something else and the associates would give her a hard time and it's like I'm like the
What
shops
exactly
where
do
it's
you
at.
want us to do? Yeah,
This is in
exactly.
it's in Plattsburgh, so hi if you're watching. Um and she's like trying to figure it out and I'm trying to like see if the catering apps in our area and I guess Plattsburgh doesn't have any of them, which is
Really?
weird. I thought at least Food Fest would be there, being he's in Utica and Rome and Watertown and Syracuse, but he's not there, I guess. So they just have DoorDash, and it's really hard to get any of the catering orders, being it's a major metropolitan area. You'd think they would have at least something like Zifty or that delivered, something will be there. Like, I'm sorry, Expedite. But
Oh
like,
my god, don't even get me started on that
yeah,
brand again. Yak App, how do you never remember that? Yeah, I feel like it's a simple name, but it's like, doesn't
sorry.
Gary have a few different apps going on?
Yeah, he has a lot of them. Yeah.
Mine was for $233.36, and this is the at least the third time has Spark has done this with me. You know, that could also be a
Mm.
thing. Like maybe that's like what they do. Like on an annual basis, if they like they do some sort of internal audit, right? Like they do some internal audit and check to see where the money is going, where their legal holes are, where like how can they possibly be sued, and they take preventative action, and that's part of it
I
because
mean,
it's again speculation. I don't know if that's actually the case, but if I were in Walmart's position and I was trying to do something shady on a consistent basis, I would hire a team to cover my ass on the back end. So that way
the
I'm reducing the chance of me being susceptible to a class action lawsuit where legal team can actually make money,
the
because at the end of the day, it's not about the law; it's about how much you can actually make.
they got to have several teams. So they got the one for the slip and fall accidents, whether it's customer or associate. They
Sure.
got the ones where they consider unfair labor practices, but they gotta be smart enough to have a bunch of people. Um, to, he got a bunch of people that are there to cover all your other ones. Like, oh, here's some financial loopholes, so we're gonna have accountants and these lawyers work together to audit it, and we'll give them something to do because we always have them on staff. Because in the background, even in those other lawsuits I mentioned, you do need those people. So
Exactly.
why not put them to work? You're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're covering their bases, which I think is an overall good thing, but at the same time, it can be an overall negative because they like if not enough momentum can be gathered to carry class action that would be worth it for someone to take it on contingency, like I was saying, unfair independent contractor versus employee actions, then no one's going to take that case, and the abusive policies can just continue because there's no financial incentive to do it without someone basically bankrolling it. which is a legal thing now. You can bankroll a lawsuit, but who's gonna bankroll a lawsuit against Walmart? Not next to nobody, unless someone really like. I guess if they piss off Elon, I guess, but that's about all I can think of.
Well, here's the thing. I know that a lot of lawyers actually prefer to sue the larger companies because they'll
The
actually
deeper
be
pocket.
yeah, they have the deeper pocket. Like I can't talk deeply about it, but one of the lawsuits that I am like having to sue somebody for, one of the concerns my lawyer is having is the ability to actually get paid. Like, they are not concerned on whether or not I can win. I have overwhelming evidence, but it's about the reality of getting paid for the work they're doing, which means it's probably going to fall on me at the end of the day. That said, I am doing what I can to make sure it's handled anyway. There are ways I can get paid anyway, like garnishing wages and such. But if there's only so much they could do, especially if they're on the fucking run. But I'm not going to do, like, again, I'm not going to go too deep into that. But that's the point. It like gives to the people who actually have the money to spend, not some
Yeah.
nameless nobody
So
nothing who can't
yeah,
actually handle it.
you have to name the initial litigant in the lawsuit. So let's say you're in a car accident, you have to name the driver, but you settle with them for $1 and you go after their insurance company because obviously they have the deep pockets.
Mhm. Unfortunately, that's not the case in this instance, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I'm just to simplify it.
yeah. I am pretty sure mine is coming from when I did a lot of Spark, and Spark was really good then.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
I know that Spark, I know a lot of people have been saying Spark was a lot better back in the day. I still take this for what it is. Right now, Spark is one of my higher paying apps. It's just reality. Like, I do a lot of catering orders. I do Spark shopping orders. I do .com routes. I hardly ever see anything decent on the on-demand side. I do get some stuff. I make some stuff from Uber and Grubhub. Like, I'm mainly making my like big money
Yeah.
from Walmart and from a lot of these catering apps. Make sure to check out our Patreon for our full live stream replays, exclusive clips I can't post on YouTube, and access valuable benefits and resources for gig workers and self-employed individuals of all kinds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time. By the way, make sure you join us for the Driven Wyld live stream, and you could be part of the conversation too. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Driven was the only wave of must. Take it back.